right, here's the scenario. A high school wishes to establish a new computer laboratory and decides on a layout plan for the computer lab as shown below. So it's a new computer lab, right? There's the diagram for the plan of the computer lab. We've got supervisor station or teacher station on the left-hand side there. We've got a map arrow for showing north on the left-hand side. Whoopsie. And then we have desks and chairs all throughout this room with a screen over here on the right-hand side. A projector screen. There's the projector over there looking at the screen. Okay, so it's a plan view of a computer lab. All right, let's see what the questions say. Number one, nice and easy, state which seat number is southeast of seat number 15. Just state which seat number is southeast of seat number 15. You could all put that in chat. Which seat number is southeast of seat number 15? Everyone should be getting this one. Find seat number 15. Which seat is southeast of it? All right. Answers are coming through. Yes, everyone should be getting this one right. Everyone. All right. Yes, good. So there's seat number 15. And we need to go southeast of that. So there's the arrow. And we will hit seat number 22 southeast of seat 15. All right. Very good. Nice and easy. 2 marks. We'll take it. We'll take it and run. All right. So seat 22 is the correct answer. All right, now I'm going to jump up to the map and down to the questions often, so just bear with me. Here's the next question. If the cost to supply student desks is R89.90 excluding VAT, and the costs of the student chairs is R56.20 excluding VAT, determine the VAT inclusive cost to supply all the student furniture for the lab. All right, the VAT is inclusive costs to supply all the student furniture for the lab. I'm actually going to copy this question and bring it up here. And I'm going to delete that and pop the question up at the top here. All right, so there's the question at the top. I'll just spread it out for you so you can read it and look at the map at the same time. Okay, for 4 marks, they want to know what is the VAT inclusive cost to supply all the student furniture for this lab if those are the prices excluding VAT. It should take you 2 or 3 minutes to do this. Yeah, Canon, it is a common error. So if you have your compass, just think of the word we. All right, you can write that first. You know, north is always at the top, south is always at the bottom, and then the word we. All right, just always think of the word we and draw the diagram if you need to. Okay. Couple of minutes, let's see. Those are the prices for chairs and desks. Determine the VAT inclusive cost for all the student furniture for the lab. All right, should be getting some answers soon. Give us a thumbs up or put your answer in chat if you want. Let us know when you finish. Shouldn't take you long. Should be about 2 minutes to do this one. Kian, you can do that. You can put that on first, or you can put it on at the end. It's up to you. Totally up to you. Thanks for that question. All right, how you all doing? Awesome. I can see people typing on their calculators. I can see people with their pens working. That's fantastic. Excellent. Good job. All right, we should be getting answers anytime soon. All right, there we go. Got answers coming through, but you carry on doing yours. We need to compare answers at the end. Okay, you carry on with yours, and we'll compare answers once you are done. So don't worry about what's coming up in chat or anything like that. You do yours, and then we compare at the end. All right, while you guys are working, I'm going to carry on with mine here, and then we're going to compare answers at the end. Hey, don't look at what I'm doing. You carry on with yours. All right. Is there anyone answer tonight? I'm sure I saw a lot of you working there. All right, there's another answer coming through. Come on, waiting for you guys. 1 or 2 more minutes, and then we're done. Don't worry, Letiamba. We are just calculating the cost to supply chairs and desks in this computer lab, this map here of the computer lab. So we are working out the costs for all these desks and chairs. We got Rand values for all of these. So we're just working out how much it's going to cost to put them all in. All right, there we go. Let's go through this question and see how we do it. Yes, there are two ways you can do the VAT inclusive prices first and then add them up at the end, or you can work it all out and get a total and then add VAT on after that. So let's go through it quickly. I did the desks first, and I see here that the numbers on the desks are all marked. There are 24 desks and each desk has a chair. So we've got 24 desks, all right, times 89 Rand 90. That gives us 2,157 Rand 60. And then for the chairs, 24 chairs times 56 Rand 20. That gives us 1,348.8 cents, 1,348.80 cents. And then I added them all up at the bottom here to get a grand total that excludes VAT. All right. And then I hope that you guys remember how we work out VAT, the VAT inclusive price. Now, you might do a two-step process. That's close, Sonke. It's very close. You might do a two-step process where you say, what is 15% of the total and then add it on? but a quick way to work out what is the value with the VAT already included is just multiplying by 1,15. Okay. Yes, Otelia, well done. So have a look at your method. Have a look at ours on the screen here and check what is different if you're getting a different answer. But we should all be getting the same value there at the end. If you add the two totals and then add VAT on, we should get 4,032 Rand and 36 cents. All right, so I'll keep it there for a few moments. Do it the other way. Okay, I'm going to do it on my calculator, Sifiso. All right, I'm going to do it on my calculator here. Okay, just to save time. So what I'm going to do, check the calculator. I'll even make the screen bigger for you. So there's the calculator on the screen. So I'm going to say, let me find the information. My cursor's just disappeared. Where's it gone? There it is. All right, I'm going to put the calculator screen down here so I can see. All right, so I need 24 desks. So I'm going to 24. Yeah, let's do it like this. So 24 times 89 Rand 90. All right, you obviously did that. Okay, let's just get the total for that. Let's get the total for that. In fact, we can even look at the numbers on the screen. All right, so 2157, we're going to do this total here and this total here. All right, I'm going to use those totals there. So I'm going to say the total 2157,6. All right, and I'm going to put this in a bracket. All right, I know that's how much it costs excluding VAT. Then I'm going to add VAT on using this short method quickly, and I'll show you how it works. And I'm adding this to the chairs total, which is 1348.8 times 1.15. Okay. And so I'm including VAT into both these separate totals that we see here on the screen. And if I press equals here, we get the same answer over there. Okay. Now, I don't know if you mean when we do work out VAT, then add it on, in which case what we'll do is we'll remove that. In fact, let's do it like this. Right. So the two-step process is like this. We're going to say take our total and then multiply by 15%. And this will give us the VAT portion only. All right, so it's going to be 3506.4 times 15%, 15 over 100. All right, that gives us the VAT that's going to be added on. The VAT portion only is 525.96. All right, and then you add the 525.96 on to this value here. All right, plus 525.96, and that should give you the same answer, 3506.4. There we go. Yeah, so it gives you the same answer. All right. Okay, so that's the two-step process. Work out the VAT portion and then add the VAT portion on. All right. That's the two-step process. If we go back to the original calculation that I had there before, you'll see it's very simple. Very, very simple. So we just multiply by 1,15, and this gives us the same answer. Nice and easy, 4032,36, 4032,36. Okay, so either way, you'll get your marks if you do it. All right, you'll get your marks if you do. Where did you take the 24 from? Chapang. So the 24, how are we getting 24 is I needed to count up all the desks and all the chairs. So if I look at the desks, we can see that there are numbers on the desks. All right, so the desks are numbered for us. So down here at the bottom right-hand side, that's the last one. It's the 24th desk. Or you could say, if there weren't any numbers, you could say, I've got 6 going that way and 2 going that way. 6 times 2 is 12. Then another 6 there and 2 there. 6 times 2 is 12. 12 and 12 is 24. If there weren't numbers, you could do it like that as well. All right, that's where we're getting the 24 from. Okay. All right, let's move on to the next question. Here we go. Write down the workstation number where you would sit if you enter the computer lab. Oh, all right. Let's take this up. You see, this is the difficult thing about maps and plans is you got to have the question with you all the time. So I'm going to pop the question up here above. All right. And I'm going to remove all this nonsense on the side here. All right, so there's the question above the map. Write down the workstation number where you would sit if you enter the computer lab, turn to your right, pass between stations 17 and 13, and take the second last seat on your left closest to the screen. What seat number is that? Read the instructions. So this is like we're going from point A to point B, give directions. They are giving you the directions and they want to know, which point do you end up at? Okay, so work it out. Enter the lab, turn to your right, pass between stations 7 and 13, and then take the second last seat on your left closest to the screen. What seat number is that? Good, good answers coming in. Takes a while to think about it. You got to orientate yourself and picture yourself walking in there, don't you? Yes, good, good, good. All right, so let's follow the instructions. Enter the computer laboratory. This is the entrance here. That's the only entrance. Turn to your right. So we've got to go down. Pass between stations 7 and 13. That's between these two. There's 7. There's 13. We've got to pass between them. Now keep going down here and you take the second last seat on the left. So these are all the left-hand seats here. We need the second last one, right? There's the last one, number 12. We want the second last one on the left. Okay, and that gets you to seat number 11. All right, well, you don't worry, I'm going to do it again for you. Okay, so the instructions, read it with me, and I'll do it phrase for phrase. Enter the computer lab, all right, which means we come in the door there. This is a door, all right. On plan views, that's a door, all right. Turn to your right. So you got to turn your head and pretend you're walking in there. If you turn to your right, you're going down this way, all right. That's turn to your right. Pass between 7 and 13. So here's 7, here's 13. You want to go between it, all right. So you want to go between the two, 7 and 13. All right. Take the second last seat on your left. So if you keep going down here, your last seat, as you go down between the two rows of desks and chairs, your last seat on your left is this one, number 12. But we don't want the last one. We want the second last seat on your left, which is number 11. The last one is 12. We want the second last one, which is 11. Okay. Bongi, I hope that helps. All right, so you have to orientate yourself, picture yourself walking into this room and following these instructions. Now, usually they say you are seated at 11. You come into the entrance, give instructions for someone that needs to get to your seat. So these are the words you could use, but they've given us the words this time, and we have to follow the instructions. All right, very similar to those, give instructions on how to get from point A to point B, but just in reverse. All right, next question, let's see. Oh, I like this one. Use the actual length of the southern wall of the computer lab to determine the scale of the floor plan. Give your answer as a ratio in the form 1 is to something, something, something. So we have to develop the scale, the ratio scale for this plan. Now, I need to give you a ruler measurement, okay, because you don't have a ruler. I don't have a ruler here with me. So I'm telling you that if you measured this in your exam with your ruler, because remember, for scale, let me just erase all this. For scale, we need 2 parts, all right? We need a map part, a ruler measured part, the one you measure with your ruler, and then we need the actual real world. All right, there's 2 parts that we need. Now, they tell us that we need to use this dimension here. The actual, they said actual length of the room, right? That's what's actually in the real world. When they say actual, that's what they mean. It's in the real world. So the actual length in the real world is 13 meters. Okay. Now to create this ratio, we need a ruler measurement. So I'm going to have to give it to you because you don't have your rulers. You can't measure on the screen. So I'm going to tell you that the ruler measurement is 7.5 centimeters. Okay. So this is measured with your ruler. In the exam, you're going to take a ruler and measure the drawing with a ruler and get the actual centimeter measurement of the ruler. All right. That's going to go on the left-hand side of your ratio. And I'm not going to tell you what you're going to do from now on. You need to give me the ratio now. What is the scale of this map? That's all the information I'm giving you. You need to give me the scale of this map or plan that we have here using this information. Should take you about 2 minutes, not too difficult. Yes, the real one, and the question said the actual distance. So I'm going to write it here in blue. They said the actual, use the actual distance that the actual distance or length of this room, which is 13 meters. Okay. And use that, they say, use that to work out the scale for this map. But you know that scale needs two parts. It needs the real world actual distance of the room, and it also needs your ruler measurement on the plan. You need two parts. What you measure with the ruler on the plan and what's actually happening in the real world. Two numbers, okay, to make your ratio. All right. So that's why they said use the real one on the plan, which is 13 meters, and try to work this out. They didn't say that, the question didn't say measure with a ruler, but they expect you to, because they expect you to know that scale has two parts, a real part on the right hand side and a ruler measurement on the left. So you will have to measure that length there with your ruler to get the second part of this ratio. And once you have these two numbers, it's very, very easy to do. All right. And they also said they want the
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Should we round it off to 2 decimals?
Good question. Yes, round it off to 2 decimals. Always round off to 2 decimals. Always round off to 2 decimals unless they tell you otherwise. Anyone got an answer yet, or should you guys want? Okay, there we go. Answers are coming in. All right, there's answers coming in there. Excellent, good. All right, let's have a look and see how we do this. Right. First of all, you know what we're aiming for. All right. I'm just going to rub out all this other information so it doesn't distract you. You know what we're aiming for. We're aiming for a ratio with two numbers. This ratio has to be in the format 1 is to something. They even wrote this down. Okay. Now you also know that a ratio is unitless. Ratios are unitless. If you see a ratio 1 is to 3 in a plan or map scale like this, there are no units on it because you know that the units must be the same. So if you could put units on this and say it's 1 meter is to 3 meters, okay, or 1 centimeter is to 3 centimeters. The units must be the same. You can use any units you want, but they've got to be the same. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is check, and this is why IKEA always says show your units, because we check here in our ratio that we have so far, the units are not the same. We've got to change those units first of all. So we're going to change our meters into centimeters. Okay, you could do it the other way, but I got my centimeters are pretty small. Yeah, I'm going to change my meters into centimeters. So I'm going to say this is the same as, and you know that you change your meter to centimeters, you need to times by 100 because there are 100 centimeters for every meter. So 13 times 100 is 1,300 centimeters. Okay, let's check it with a calculator because I have been known to be wrong sometimes. So, all right, there we go, 1,300. So that is what we have so far, but we're not done. We need to get into the form 1 is to something. So what we need to do now is change the 7,5 to 1. How do we do that? We divide by 7,5 there on the left. And you also can divide by 7,5 on the right. Okay. Now, if you know how to do this, you can go ahead and write it out or do it in the calculator. But did you know that the calculator loves to simplify ratios for you? What you do is you put it in as a fraction. So you see I've got 7.5 is to 1,300. If you put that in a fraction, 7.5 over 1,300, and press equals, the calculator will simplify it for you. Now we've got 3 over 520, which is still not good enough because we need it as 1 is 2. So that's not really going to help us, but the calculator does simplify ratios for you. We're going to use this method here, divide by 7.5, because that'll get us right down to 1. Okay, so 7.5 divided by 7.5 is 1. But I need to do 1,300 divided by 7.5. And that gets me to 173.33. So the answer is 1 is to 173.33. All right. Now you don't need to write the units now. Ratios are unitless because we assume that the units are all the same. Okay. So those people that are getting their decimal in a different place, I think maybe when you converted your meters into centimeters, you made a mistake. In fact, for some of you, I think you didn't even write meters and then you didn't really know what to multiply by. But if you write meters and you know you need to multiply by 100 to get to centimeters, you shouldn't go wrong with that. Okay, well done. Very good. If there's any questions, ladies and gents, you know the drill. Speak now, never hold your peace. All right, we've done that one, we've done that one, we've done that one, we've done that one. All right, here's the next scenario. And I'm sure you've seen something like this in your exams. I'm just going to zoom out a little bit because it's a bit big. There we go. All right. Assange plans to go and watch a movie with his friends at a cinema in his town. Study the cinema seating below and answer the questions that follow. So let's see if you write once. Kean, if that is your final answer, it's a good question. So if I show units, am I at risk of losing a mark if the units are wrong? Yeah, you would be wrong because they're expecting you to get the same units at the end. Even though the number looks right, they might be generous with you, Kean. They might be generous and say, look, they've got the correct values there. But that ratio is not simplified yet. You need to have the same units on either side. All right. So I suggest using the units in the beginning to see what you need to do, and at the end, leave them off. Okay. Siana, don't stress. We've just started a new question, so you're actually just in time for this new question. We're doing maps and plans. All right. So we've got a movie cinema theater. This is a plan of a movie cinema theater. I think I need to, I'm not going to zoom out. I'm just going to reduce it a bit. All right, there we go. So there's a movie cinema, okay, with all the seats. And you know, if you go to the movie, you have to buy a ticket, and then you use your ticket to go and find where you're sitting in the movie theater. All right, those black squares are seats that are not available. So if you've been to the movie theater and there's like a computer screen, or even if you do it on your phone, you can see which seats are not available. So here's a plan of the movie theater, and the seats in black are not available. Guys, I've just noticed something. This is from an exam, or it was not from an exam, it's actually from a textbook. What is going on here? Pasafe. That must be passage. Hey, was it French for passage? Passafe? Very strange. Someone must have taken this image from some other country's diagram and then changed the top words, but forgot to change those words there. Passafe? Passenger? I don't know. It must be passage, eh? Passage 1, passage 2, passafe? Is it French? Someone's going to Google that. All right. I'm sure someone's going to quickly Google that. Passafe? All right. So there we go. That's the plan of the cinema with its passafes. Or passafe 1 and passafe 2 is probably passage, guys. It probably means passage. All right. Let's see what the questions are. I'm going to move up and down. So Assange holds a ticket number D8, enters the cinema using entrance 2, assist with directions. All right. So he's got, I'll write it over here. He's got a ticket that says D8 and he's entering from entrance 2. Who would like to tell us? Please come online and tell us how you have to give him directions. You're sitting there near his seat and you're saying, he's on the phone. He's like, hey, how do I get to the seat? It's dark. I can't see. You got to give him directions. Who would like to come on and tell us? Anybody?
Somebody.
Somebody?
Anybody. There we go. Mohammed, just check your screen for me. There we go.
Hello, sir.
Hey, Mohammed, help us give this guy directions.
So I'll tell him to go back out and enter to entrance 1. Okay.
No, we got to. Okay, yes, I understand what you're trying to say, but let's pretend that this is the only entrance. Entrance 1 is closed. There, someone spilt their drink and they've got a banner up there. You can't use entrance 1.
Okay, so I'll tell him to walk towards the end, A, B, C, D. Okay, and then the 4th seat, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, A, B, C, D. So the 6th seat, after 6, wait, let me just count this properly.
You've got to count now.
Okay, so walk past 6 rows of seats. And then at the 7th, you're gonna turn left into it. And you're gonna pass.
You're going to turn right.
Okay, from me, it's left. Okay, for
Yeah.
him, it will be right.
For him, it'll be right.
And then pass 8 seats, and then you'll reach your seat.
All right, very good. So good. We're gonna go down Passafe 2 was obviously passage number 2. The second.
No, but sir, just tell him to go back out, man, and go to entrance.
That is easier. Yeah. Don't waste time. Just go back the other way. Don't be silly. All right. So if you did use entrance 2, you'd have to go past 6 rows of seats. Like Mohammed said, at the 7th row, turn right. You've got to go past 8 seats, and then you will hit your seat at number D8. Very good, Mohammed. Thank you. Or just go back out and come back the other side, guy. Don't waste time. Thanks, Mohammed. All right. Pasafe. Let's move on to the next question. In which general direction does J5, seat number J5, face? Seat J5, in which general direction does it face? Oh, come on now, everybody. Even Kia's yawning. Come on, guys.
You were not supposed to hear that.
Come on, guys. It's been a long year. Let's finish this off. J5, which direction does it face? Everybody. Somebody.
All the people. All the Pasafes.
All the Pasafes. It faces south. Thank you very much. You're facing the screen, which is south. So we assume all plans are drawn with north facing up. So the J5 is facing south. Yes. All right, moving on. Not east. Oh, well. we're facing south, Tando. North is up, south is down. The screen, you're facing the screen, which is down. Okay, let's move on to the next question. All right, never mind that. Never mind that. We're gonna go to the last two. Here we go. Here's this one here we're doing. All right. It says, write down the total number of available seats on the northeastern side of the screen. The total number of available seats, northeastern side of the screen. Okay, so they're obviously talking about this block here. Total number of available seats. Let's see who can do it fastest. How many seats are available there? Don't guess. How many seats are available? The ones that are colored in black are not available. The rest are available. How many seats are available? All right, Muhammad's number 1 with 31, then Japan with 35. All right, and then we've got Sia with 18, Safisa with 35, Wandle at 36, Ditle 35, Tando 35, Ora 35, Kian 36, 35. 35, 35, 35. All right, let's check. Let's check. Easy way to do it. It's a rectangular block. So all we need to do is count the number in the length and count the number in the width and multiply them, right? So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We've got 4 going this way. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 10 times 4 is 40. All right, the ones that are taken is 5. So it's 35. Very good. Nice and easy. Okay, just remember to show all your calculations, right? Remember to show all your calculations when you do this one. All right. Guys, maps and plans are easy, hey? It's just the scale questions that are difficult in this topic. But otherwise, the rest of the questions are very easy, huh? You got to agree. All right. Let's see what they have next. Last question. Yeah, you knew it was going to happen. You knew it was coming, eh? Probability. Probability is probably going to be injected in pretty much all of your topics in the exam. Please expect that. Okay. Determine the probability of finding a seat that's available in the center section of the cinema. Show your answer as a whole percentage. What's the probability of finding an available seat in the center section of the cinema? What's the probability of finding an available seat in the center section of the cinema? I'll bring this up for you. I'll let you stare at the screen. I'll stick the question in at the top here. What's the probability of finding a seat that's available in the center section? Show your answer as a whole percentage. Let's see who gets this one first. Last question of the night. The probability of finding a seat that's available in the center section of the cinema. Let's see who's first with this one. A lot of people pointing at their screen right now, counting blocks. Here. How about that was fast? Yeah. I'm going to start counting as well. So we need to work out the probability of finding a seat that's available. All right, so the white blocks. What's the chance that you'll hit a white block in this center area here? So what we need to do is we've got to have a fraction, a probability fraction, right? And underneath in the fraction is the total possible number that you could have in this center section. All right, so that's why I started adding up all the blocks in the center section. And I've got 14 times 3, 12 times 3, 10 times 2, 8 times 2. So I'm counting the rectangular sections of the center section. And we need a total at the bottom of our fraction. So I'll give you guys the total. So it's 14 times 3 plus 12 times 3 plus 10. Oh, that's 100. And 8 times 2 is 16. No, it's not 100, it's 2, so it's 20. 20 plus 16. All right, so that's how many seats you've got. It's 114. Now, when you answer this, guys, ladies and gentlemen, in the exam, you've got to show the fraction. Don't just write the answer. Okay, you have to show the fraction. All right. Now, we've got 114 seats available. We want the ones that are, sorry, there's 114 seats in total. We want the ones that are available. So we've got to take away all the ones that are not available, and that'll leave us with the ones that are available. So the top of this fraction, we actually need the total number of seats, which is 114, minus the ones that are not available, which is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there's 114 in total. 9 are not available, which means we're going to have 105 over 114. So 105 seats out of the 114 are available. They want to see that fraction. You have to show that fraction. Okay. Now we're going to get our calculators and we're going to say 105 seats out of 114. And we're going to get the decimal first. So 0.921052, 0.921052. I'll give you guys another decimal if you want. There we go. There's a 6. We need this written as a percentage. So all we have to do is take this decimal, all right? And we just need to multiply it by 100 to get a percentage. So we multiply that by 100 to get a percentage. That'll give us 92,10526 and round it off to 2 decimal places as we do 92,11%. Guys, why am I different to you? Have you got your fraction in front of you? Did you do the calculations? Where are we different? Where are we different? It's okay. All right, there's a huge chance of human error in here because you've got to count all these little blocks. So I wrote here the 4 rectangles that I saw because we're counting that rectangle and then the ones below it. Okay. And I just multiplied the length by the breadth of those rectangles there. Yeah. Okay. So be careful with that. Just try to go as carefully as possible. Human error can creep in. All right. And then just remember, you've got to show your fraction. These 2 values in your fraction are important to show. All right. You can leave it as a fraction unless if they don't tell you otherwise, the fraction is enough. But I showed the decimal and then I changed the decimal into percentage by multiplying by 100. Okay. I hope you're all good with that.